Hello, I'm Carol Martin. Welcome back to Apostrophes, Commas, Everything. This video is about tenses. It's about time. Wait a second. You already know about tenses. You use them almost every time you speak. Where are you going? Yesterday we went to the movies. I'll miss you when you go away. 3 speech bubbles, 3 different tenses. Let's have a closer look and you'll see what I mean. Most of the time we use just 3 tenses: present, past and future. Using auxiliary verbs and participles, we can manipulate verbs within these tenses to refer to one action or a continuing or repeated action. We're not even aware we're doing this, we just do it. That's how clever we are with language. Let's look at auxiliary verbs and participles and how we use them. Auxiliary verbs are supporting or helping verbs which express the tense or timing of the action. The 3 main auxiliary verbs are be, do and have. These verbs, of course, are also action verbs in their own right. Participles, either present or past, complete the verb by indicating the specific action. Present or continuous participles end in ing, and past participles of regular verbs end in d or ed. In this sentence, we have worked all day. You can see that the auxiliary verb is have and the past participle is worked. Now I'm diving into our 3 tenses: present, past and future. In the present tense, the action is happening now or happens continuously or repeatedly. Now here in the verb wait, which is a regular verb, I wait, I am waiting, I do wait. They're the 3 forms of the present tense. And if you put them each into a sentence, you'll be able to discern a difference in their usage. I wait is a repeated action, I am waiting is continuous, and I do wait, a repeated action again. And similarly with the verb take, which is irregular, but I put it in here to show you that most verbs follow a regular pattern in the present tense anyway. I take, I am taking, I do take, and in the 3rd person singular, this time I use she takes, she is taking, she does take. In the past tense, the action happened once or happened continuously or repeatedly. Let's look at the example here, look. And here are all the different past tense forms of look. The first 5, I looked, I was looking, I did look, I have looked, I have been looking, refer to an action that's over, but they're all just right in a particular circumstance. They're made up of the simple form of the past tense, like I looked, or a form consisting of an auxiliary verb plus a participle. And in the other 2, I had looked, I had been looking. Those 2 are a little bit different. They're sometimes called the pluperfect tense, but I've lumped them all together here in the past tense. I like to think of these 2 as kind of past. They refer to an action which happened before another action. And the other example, stand, which is an irregular verb, and you can see why it's called an irregular verb. I stood, I was standing, I did stand, I have stood, I have been standing, I had stood, I had been standing. And of course, you're already expert at using all these different forms of the past tense. You know exactly when each one is just right to use in order to get your meaning across. All I'm doing here is helping you look closely at something you already know. It's a good thing to do. In the future tense, the action will happen once or will happen continuously or repeatedly. Looking at the verb follow, its 4 forms of the future tense are I will follow, I will be following, I will have followed, I will have been following. Now let's look at each of those and have a look at the difference between them. I will follow is just one simple action that will happen in the future. I will be following, that would be continuous or repeated. And the last two, I will have followed and I will have been following, sometimes called the future perfect tense. They indicate an action that will be completed in the future. And the irregular verb do, I will be doing, I will have done, I will have been doing. Two things to note here. We commonly abbreviate will, and instead of saying I will, we say I'll, or he'll instead of he will. Also, we often use going to indicate a future action. For example, we're going to leave soon. There are 4 activity pages to follow. A present and past tense table to be completed, a present and future tense table to be completed, a passage to be changed from the present to the future tense, and a passage to be changed from the present tense to the past tense. Each activity page is followed by a completed page so that you can check your work. I hope you enjoy doing these activities. I hope you enjoyed this video on tenses and learned something from it to help you with your writing. It goes hand in hand with my presentation on verbs. Thank you for watching.